meet your favourite movie stars, it's always wonderful. I mean, it really is, if you like them, you know, because of course you kind of wonder what they're going to be like. And when they are wonderful, brilliant, everything you'd expect, you come away on a high. It's as simple as that. Not everybody is the same, though, let me tell you. I've met many modern day movie stars that sigh, moan, look, roll their eyes, all that sort of stuff, as you're asking them questions because they said, I've been in this hotel room all day asking the same questions. And as I've pointed out, as you can imagine, chums, I'm quite blunt. I said, look, I'd ask you lots of different questions, but those people out there, the lunatics that are running the film, they only want you to talk about the film. What would you like to talk about? And then suddenly it breaks the ice and you become good friends, as I did with the likes of people like Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger. They were just good fun once you broke down the ice. Now, this particular man, I've been so lucky enough to meet on a number of occasions, the wonderful actor that is Michael Caine. Now, for many people, of course, Sir Michael Caine, should I say, well, for so many people, he is Alfie. You know, if you remember that brilliant film from the 60s, it sounded kind of broke the fourth wall, didn't it? Because he's talking to camera as if he knew you and you're following his adventure. And I think that's really what made the film so successful. I remember him saying to me that, you know, he was unsure when they first suggested it because it was literally groundbreaking and not necessarily the route that he thought they should go down. But of course, as he said, he was just an actor. He did make me laugh with so many of his wonderful stories because he did tell me that his mum, who he absolutely adored, and we all adore our mums, don't we? Right, Mum? We do. But the thing is, he told me that when he made it big, his mum asked him this question. She said, so Michael, you know, how much do you get then for a film? And he said she wasn't very good with figures and, you know, couldn't equate things and stuff like that. And he said, around that time, I was picking up around about £1 million per movie. And I thought, wow, eye-watering. And she said, oh, right. And, yeah. And there was a bit of a silence. Then she said, oh, well, I'll still keep the job cleaning, she said, because I've got quite a few friends there and I like the companionship. And he said, look, if the media get hold of that you're still cleaning, they'll turn it round that, you know, stingy Michael Caine can't afford to look after his mum. But he couldn't persuade her. And I thought this was good fun, you know, the way he told the story. Absolutely brilliant. I was always fascinated as to find out who his favourite movie star was, because consequently, when you are a big star, you do meet people and you think, yes, you know, you're working with them. What was it like? And he's worked with literally so many greats, hasn't he? Everybody from Noel Coward to Richard Burton, you know, everybody. But his favourite movie star, he told me, was one that many people still adore to this day. And I've met people who've been lucky enough to meet him, work with him, all that sort of stuff. It's a wonderful Bristol-born Cary Grant. Archibald Leach to his family, of course, but nonetheless, Cary Grant to the rest of the world. Debonair, suave, sophisticated. But as Michael pointed out to me, the thing about Cary Grant was that he did comedy very well and straight acting, you know, with things like Hitchcock and stuff like that. And I said, what was it like when you met him? And he said, actually, the very first time I met him was outside a Hollywood hotel. He said, and you know what it's like, he said, I was kind of, you know, on the cusp of the fame, but I had a big poster and a big film out and everybody was there. A woman apparently came up and said, you know, Michael, you're the very first star I've seen in Hollywood since I've arrived. He said, and I'm standing next to Cary Grant. She never looked at him, never noticed him, whatever. And apparently he looked like Cary Grant. You know, he was dressed as you would imagine him to be, impeccably smart. And apparently this started a friendship because he said, well, look, you know, he wasn't bothered about that because he said everybody has their time, everybody has their moment. And Cary Grant said that he absolutely adored Michael in the movie Alfie, which is how we got the conversation going. And I said, you know, well, what was he like as a person? And he said, very shy, very down to earth, but didn't necessarily, you know, want to be part of the Hollywood hullabaloo. He said the point for him was that he'd gone over, you know, from Bristol to America to make fame and fortune, and he'd got it very quickly. If you remember, Mae West first spotted him on the Paramount lot and said she didn't care whether he could breathe, speak or not. He looked gorgeous, she'd have him in the film. Mae's casting star was one to behold, right? So nonetheless, you do kind of think, wow. What was fascinating was, as he said, as the years went on and they remained in touch, he said he would never offer any tips or anything like that about, you know, what he should do or how he should play or something. He said he wasn't bothered about that. He said you'll find your own way and that becomes your own unique style. As Michael pointed out to me, that truly did become the unique style of Cary Grant. But he did let slip this. Apparently, Princess Margaret was very enamoured with Cary Grant and thought he was one of the most divine creatures on earth. And whenever he came over to London, he would receive an invitation for luncheon or whatever, drinkettes and stuff with the princess. Apparently he didn't always take it up because of the time, but he developed a really good friendship with her. And according to Michael and some other people that I know that worked and were around Princess Margaret, she loved the world of Hollywood movies, acting. And he believed, and I truly believe, that in another life, perhaps that's a route she could have gone down. But she did look like a glamorous Hollywood star, don't you think? Michael Caine and Cary Grant, as Michael pointed out, will always live on because we're in this digital age where movies now can be, looked at the click of a finger button and a mouse and all that sort of stuff. And it's nice to know, isn't it, that we don't forget the people that have entertained us for so many years in so many brilliant films. Michael Caine is a star, remains a star, and will always be a star. Very like his chum, Cary Grant. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.